Hi, this is Travis with Two Brothers Adventures. Today I'm going to be talking about the matchbook. We're going to evaluate this against our standardized checklist of fire starting devices. For more information and details on that checklist or about this series, take a look at the overview video. We'll throw the link up on the screen now. So the matchbook has, it's a pretty common thing. You can get these for free at a lot of places. A lot of businesses will actually hand these out to either advertise or give to you. A lot of gas stations have these on their counter, as well as bars and other places. So this is a very common item that someone can pick up and either have in their coat pocket or in their pants pocket. You might be going out of town or whatever and see these on the counter and say, hey, I should grab some of those to start some fires. So we're going to evaluate how these hold up in some different scenarios and against the checklist. So overall, packaging wise, the package we bought actually came in this set with 30 matchbooks in it, and then in each matchbook there's 50 matchbooks, and then in each matchbook there's 30 matches. The packing of the actual matchbook, it's a kind of a heavyweight paper that folds over the top. The matches themselves are cardboard based with a lighting agent or an agent at the end, and there's a striker on the back of the package. Weight wise, this book of matches is very light. And wait for the scale to 0. So the individual book of matches weighs 0.2 ounces. The cost, this entire package of 50 books cost us $1.99. That works out to be about 4 cents per book, or about 0.001 cent per match. Overview of how they work. You simply open it up, take a match, it tears off the cardboard piece, and you strike it on the back, and you get a flame. Very simple and easy to use. Alright, we're going to go ahead and do a burn test now as a baseline for the rest of our tests. I'm going to go ahead and strike this. Start the timer. We'll get a nice good flame, big flame there as it burns through the agent accelerant at the end. Catches the paper on fire. And then the flame will start to die down a little bit towards the middle as it's got less material to burn. Still have a small flame there. Alright, it's out. So 30 seconds. Okay, now we're going to simulate some different tests with water. The first one's going to be a mist test. So I'm going to take this package and I'm going to spray it 3 times. I'm actually going to spray the striker, and then I'm going to spray the matches themselves, and then that way we can see how the striker holds up to being damp, as well as the match material themselves. So I'll spray the striker first, and then the matches themselves. And I'll peel one of these off in the front. I can feel they're damp. See if we can actually get it to light. If I can get it around, there we go. Not having very good luck. Let me try another one. Alright, got a little bit of a, looks like it's going to start there. Alright, let's see if we can get one to go, and we'll do a burn test with it. Reset that. So this is damp. Again, nice big flame. We had a failure with the first one we tried to light. It was more damp, probably as the time went by. This one's not burning as good as the other one. In the center here, which is a little teeny flame. See if it'll stay going. This is a very controlled environment, so there's really no wind or anything going on in here. And it's still barely going on. I don't know if you can see that on film. Looks like it's going to make it all the way to the end. Alright, so it's out. Now that's 42 seconds. I did rip off a little bit more, but it's definitely, the water did slow down the burn time on that. Next we're going to do a simulated dip test. So we're going to go ahead and dip this. I'll grab another one. We're going to just dip a whole entire book. I'm going to dip it sideways so the water can get all the way through and back out. And then I'm just going to shake it off, and we'll see if we can get it to light. Shake the water out of there. pull one of these out. I can feel that they're wet on the end. And it's just pulling all the material off the end. You can see that on the striker and the... It's kind of hard because it's red on pink, so try another one. Not lighting at all. It's just pulling all the material off. So with the dip test, this failed the dip test. It doesn't seem to be able to light if this gets dipped. I'm sure as these dry out, they might be able to light without an issue, but these tests are trying to simulate when we need fire, if we need it now, no matter what the condition or what happened, that we can, whatever device we have, that we can get fire from at this point. So we're going to say this is a fail on the dip test as one lights up. So these are probably starting to dry out a little bit, so like I said, and that one was from the back, but I would still make this a fail on the dip test. Here's another one. So we've had 4 failures and 1 success. We'll move on to the soak test. I'm going to take a book of matches and we're going to submerge it for 2 minutes, and then we'll come back. Let me reset the timer. We'll come back and see how that holds up after 2 minutes in water. Okay, so we're coming up on the 2-minute mark. I'll pull these out, shake them off, shake out the water. Quite a bit of water in there. As you can see inside the matchbook, I don't know if you can see that, a bunch of the materials actually come off in the matchbook. It's coming off on my fingers. These are very damp. After 2 minutes, the entire packaging is wet. You can see it streaking down. Striker's pretty wet. Let's see if we can get one of these to light. From a feel, I can feel there's not even any real sandy, kind of the sandpaper feel you get. And as you can see, it's just stripping that match right down. We'll try a couple, but I don't think we're going to get one of these to light at all. It's just pulling all the material right off. And you can see it all coming off from the wet test. So this definitely fails the soak test. Now we're going to go on, we're going to move away from the water test. We're going to try the one-handed test. So see if we can light one of these with one-handed. So if you're injured and you only have one hand, are you able to light a match? So one-handed, you can definitely open this up. Peel one of these off. And then you could always use something to hold this down, a rock or whatever, your foot. So you can light it one-handed, so it does pass the one-handed test. Now we'll do the wind test. Alright, for the wind test we have this triple fan set up. We have a yard marker. Don't know what the wind speed of this is, but you can definitely feel a little bit of wind, but as we get closer we can feel a lot more wind. So I'm going to go ahead and light a match at the 1 yard mark, and we'll start to move it forward and see how long it'll last before it blows out. So this one almost immediately blows out. We'll do another one. So any kind of wind, these go out pretty quick. So these are definitely not wind resistant. Okay, for a wrap up or overview of the book matches, these pros they're very inexpensive, very easy to find, a lot of times even free, easy, light, easy to throw in your pack or your pocket. The downside is that they failed pretty much all the water tests as well as the wind test. So definitely not something to any kind of inclement weather or any kind of a windy situation.